you've been touring a lot recently, but now you've actually you're actually having a break.
Yeah.
What are you doing on your time off?
Wow, the time off. Well, it's been amazing actually. I've been sort of traveling since pretty much non-stop since the album came out last April, and yeah, it's been strange. I've sort of forced myself to put the guitar down, right? So I've started to build a little home studio kind of thing. That's been a little pet project, and just putting your feet up and watching like an awful game show on Channel 4 or something. It's sometimes the little things are really welcome if you don't get to experience them so often.
And what's your plan for the studio? What kind of setup are you going to have in your home studio?
Well, yeah, at the moment it's very preliminary, but I'm falling back in love with electric guitar as well. I have a session gig where I play some electric guitar, and I'm just trying to keep things a little bit, I guess, trying to make things future-proof and self-contained. So, I just got some new monitors and new mixer and things like this, and slowly making a man cave of gadgets and gizmos, and see what kind of inspiration that brings for the future and for future recordings.
At least you'll be able to get some of your stuff down at home as well.
Yeah, actually, it's really handy. I guess just playing one guitar. Normally, what I do to archive an idea is just open up iMovie and just record it, so you can see what you're playing and you can hear what you're playing. But it's actually going to be really fun to create high quality demos, and even in the future album quality recordings, and just from your home. That's one of the real advantages of just being an instrumental guitar player. I guess you don't need a million microphones around a drum kit and a specific live room for that, for example. So yeah, it'll be nice to keep things self-contained.
Speaking of the whole future-proofing kind of thing and technology, you've just kind of released an app. How's that been received? Yeah,
it's been really good actually. We're actually going to film another one next week. Sort of a sequel that's going to be...
What's that going to be called?
Yeah, no, well, this app that I just did is it's called Percussive Acoustic Guitar with mic Dawes, like some sort of weird, like, hi, I'm Troy McClure kind of thing. But yeah, it's sort of a from the ground up, from sort of absolute beginner, and there's some advanced stuff in there as well. Introduction to sort of the more unusual side of acoustic guitar playing and extended techniques and things. And it's one of the really cool things about it is it's totally interactive. So there's a tab player in it, sort of scrolling along the bottom as I'm playing exercises, but you can like manually slow down the audio or the real audio. And so see what I'm doing, and also sort of slow down the tab and things from like 20 BPM to 200 BPM. So it's really cool.
It's quite interesting that they can actually do that.
Yeah, like I'm a bit of a hermit, so this is why the studio thing is probably taking longer than it should, because I'm really learning. I'm teaching myself this stuff. But yeah, the next app we're going to do is going to be a song.
Okay.
Because I've had a lot of requests from fans about sort of doing videos for YouTube or a DVD or something like that, just teaching a song in great detail. Because there's a lot of details that sometimes get lost in tab. Tab is fantastic, and I always use music and tab and things like this, but sometimes you want to just see the YouTube video as well to see what exactly is going on in this hand or that hand.
I've always found it quite difficult when I am learning something quite complex from tab. It's much easier to watch somebody play it.
Right. I think it's a great tool, like in addition to really. But so this app, we haven't quite decided on which song we're going to do, but I might put a thing out on Facebook sort of asking what people would like. But it's going to be just that, just immense amounts of detail on one song, from the beginning to the end. The music theory behind it. And yeah, hopefully people will be able to carbon copy the song from that, I suppose.
Perhaps then that could lead into a little series of.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the developer's really keen on the idea of a sort of Mike Dawes songbook app, which I think is really cool. Basically, get some sort of master folder on your phone, and within that you can download individual songs, individual items of tuition, which I think will be really fun. But yeah, the response has been great so far, and I really hope to to do more of these.
One thing that I did want to mention with the app is that I've noticed in the comments a lot of people were saying that obviously it's just for iOS at the moment.
Yeah.
Are you guys planning to kind of branch out into Android as well?
Yeah, it's the Android thing. It's not something that we're saying no to. The thing with Android is it's not just as simple as sort of copying and pasting the app. It takes a lot of work on the developer's part, and he's just very, very busy at the moment. So at the moment it's iOS only, but in the future, let's say the more persistent people are, the more likely it is to happen. So
fantastic.
Your comments are not unnoticed.
Yeah. And as well, with your album, I read that you took quite a few months to actually record it, and it was very casual with the producer of the album.
Yeah.
Does that mean that with your next album that you're going to have to take off quite a few months off touring, or are you going to try and be doing that in between?
That's the interesting thing. I think a friend of mine, great guitar player Andy McKee, many of you may know, he has a similar sort of issue where we find writing on the road is very hard. I think the atmosphere and perhaps having something to do that involves maybe a different side of your brain at some point in the day can really interfere with the creative space, right? Yeah. And how sort of relaxed you are about composition. Because personally, when I'm writing in this style, a lot of it is it's new discoveries all the time, and sometimes you have to be in a very, very relaxed, no pressure environment to allow yourself to make those discoveries. So I am taking time off touring. I did some writing this month, for example, later in the year I'll be taking August off to concentrate on writing, and the album will come together, and I'm shooting for a release in 2015. I'm not sure if it'll be summer or winter, but sometime around then. That's the plan. But I have done a few riffs and things in hotels, which I'm quite pleased with. So we'll see. Maybe it'll come together very quickly.
Is there anything that you could show us?
Yeah, I'll play. I'll play you a riff I wrote in New Orleans.
Oh wow!
Which doesn't actually sound anything like New Orleans. It sounds sort of like a pop punk song. But there we go. So let's try. Just a riff. 1, 2, 3. So that's sort of like it's sort of like a bowling for soup kind of that kind of thing. But
what's the and that's going to be on your new album then?
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Hopefully.
I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, that's the thing with writing on the road. You sort of there's only so much time before you get the call to say, "Come on, we need to go do a gig."
Oh yeah.
So this would be one day I had off in New Orleans, which was really, really fun. What an awesome place, by the way. If you're from New Orleans, I'm very jealous because you live in an amazing, amazing part of the world.
And I've noticed that you seem to be playing. You played at the Great Wall of China, and you played at the Acropolis. Are you purposely trying to play all these iconic places?
Kind
and if
of,
so,
yeah.
Are there any that you've got lined up next?
Yeah, that's a strange thing. I played at Stonehenge as well.
Oh no way.
Actually, yeah, that's kind of weird. Actually, now you mention it, is the Acropolis a wonder of the world? I don't know, but it's pretty cool, right?
It is pretty cool.
Really happy with that. But yeah, no, I'm a bit of a guitar tourist. I like the idea of being able to say I've played there, and that goes for countries, cities, venues, and locations, tourist locations. But those two instances are actually making up a music video that I've been working on since about June.
All right.
I've been taking a GoPro just like this one around the world on the headstock, and I've put together footage of me playing a song called Boogie Shred. And I've footage from sort of Indonesia, Malaysia, Australia, Europe, the States, Canada, of playing this song, but also in sort of strange locations like the Acropolis and the Great Wall, and there's also some special guests on it as well. I've actually got Gautier is in it. Some clips of lots of musician friends of mine, and some of my wonderful Skype students are in it as well. It's just a bit different. You know, there's a lot of music videos out there, and I've done a lot of music videos that's sort of one guy playing a guitar, and I just really like the idea of doing something a bit weird. So it's sort of like a tour documentary video, bit of fun.
I know that you started off kind of playing, you know, Guns N' Roses and kind of classic rock tracks.
Of course.
As everyone does.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much.
And if they don't, they just don't admit to it.
Yeah. I was wondering if now you've obviously explored a whole load of different techniques and things with being a fingerstyle guitarist, have you ever been tempted to kind of stray back into the traditional classic rock scene and implement the techniques that you've used in fingerstyle in that?
Interesting, yeah. That's actually been on my mind for a while. In fact, I recently did a session for a Swedish metal band named Machine Supremacy, who I actually was a big fan of growing up. I used to listen to their music every day on the bus to school, you know. And I've done sort of an acoustic guitar slappy tappy thing that's going in one of their songs on their next album through I think Spine Farm Records. So yeah, I think this style in its sort of more low tuned aggressive format works really, really well with the kind of rock bands, and even the really melodic stuff works really well as well. And I think both styles share a lot of the same influence. So I think it's only a matter of time before someone splices the two together in a much more literal way than perhaps what I'm doing, which I suppose is a more influence-based combination of the styles.
Or maybe one day.
Yeah.
If you're interested in it, like you say.
You're giving me some interesting ideas now. I think I'm gonna
copyright.
You'll get your percentage, right?
Yeah.
No, I'll have a lot of playing to do when I get home. As I said, when the studio's done, there'll be a lot of opportunities to try things out. And if there's any Guns N' Roses, if you need any acoustic guitar parts, please let me know.
As well, I've noticed when you've been teaching a lot of your kind of rhythm sections or your percussion sections in your playing with, you know, the kind of bass drum, the snare and whatnot, while you're playing it on the guitar, you really can generate some kind of funky, almost like hip-hop-esque kind of rhythms there. Have you ever considered kind of crossing over into that and maybe creating some sample packs or collaborating with some people like that?
This is a really interesting interview. I'm getting so much inspiration from this. Perhaps. I mean, the thing is with sample packs of certain hit points on a guitar, you know, I think any producer can do that. They get a guitar and they hit it. I think what makes this music different, along with a lot of the other players in this scene, is the fact that it's played sort of at the same time, and you have all these influences coming out of one person's fingers to a listener's ear. So I don't think sample packs would work so well, really. But arranging that style of music is really fun. A good friend of mine, a Finnish guitar player named Petteri Sariola, fantastic musician, he has a little acoustic guitar hip-hop tune called Here Comes Fat Bob, and I recommend you check it out. It's really, really good. So yeah, I actually did it's not hip-hop by any means, but I did a dance music cover song called Titanium by David Guetta.
Yeah, okay, I heard it, yeah.
I know it's still cool because in America I heard it in an IHOP, which is a pancake place. So they're still playing on the radio, so it's still cool. But there's interesting things you can explore with the acoustic guitar. It's such a diverse instrument, you know, and you can get these big thumping bass drums out of it. So.